Okay students, why the level of water is changed, increased when a spoon is dipped? Okay students, here you see, here one container is here, in this container, this half of the container is filled with water. So here let us write let us take one container and here some amount of water is taken. So here one spoon is taken, this is the level of the water before the immersion of the spoon in the water. Okay, so let us take, this is a level A, okay, level of water in the container before the immersion of the spoon. Okay, so here one spoon is here, one spoon is here. Okay, so whenever spoon is dipped in the water, the level of the water will be increased from A to B. Okay, so here what happens, let us see. This is the level of the water, increased. So here spoon dipped in water, spoon dipped in water. So this is the initial level of the water, initial level of the water. This is a final level of the water, Okay students, here one container is taken. This container is filled with, half of the portion of the container is filled with water. This is the level of the water, A is the level of the water. So here whenever this spoon is dipped in the water, what happens, the level of the water is increased from A to B. The level of the water increased from A to B. Okay, this is the initial level of the water, this is the final level of the water. Okay, why the level of the water increased whenever spoon is dipped in the water? What is the reason? Okay, here whenever spoon is dipped, spoon as a whole being a big object, so it occupied the position of the molecules, water molecules. Okay, so that the molecules of the water raised up and level increased from A to B. Okay students, so what happens here, in our previous case, whenever salt particles are, whenever salt is poured in the water, what happens, the molecules of salt, they occupied the space gap in between the molecules of the water. But here what is happening, here this spoon is not a smaller one like molecule. So here what is, as a whole being a big object, this spoon is occupying the position of the molecules. Okay, so that's why where that molecules of the water can go, that molecules of the water can go high. up inside the container. So the positions of the water molecules is being occupied by the spoon. So that's why the molecules of the water is raising up, so that the level of the water is increasing from A to B. Okay, so how it happens, let us discuss. For example, students, here before the immersion of the spoon inside the water, this is the molecules of the water molecules. These are all water molecules. Here these are all water molecules. You see, these are all water molecules. So when the spoon is dipped, what happens? So the position of the water molecules can be replaced by the spoon. Okay, so that what happens, these water molecules will be raised high up inside the container. So that's why level of the water will be increased from A to somewhat level, that is B. This is the level B, this is the level A. Okay, so here so here water molecule, here water molecules, here water molecules, here water molecules, the position of the water molecule, here the water molecules are there actually, the position of the water molecules is being occupied by the spoon. So that's why here water molecules are there, that water molecules raised high up inside the container. So that's why the level increased from A to B. Okay, students. So once again I will explain you, students, why the level of water is increased when a spoon is dipped. Let us take here one container is here. This is the container. Up to level A, here water is filled. Water is filled. These are all water molecules. Here one spoon is there. So before the immersion of spoon inside the water, this is the level of the water. After immersion of the spoon inside the water, what happens? So when spoon is immersed, what happens? The position of the water molecules is being occupied by the positions of the water molecules are being occupied by the spoon. Okay, so here a spoon is occupying the position of the water molecules. Okay, so here spoon is occupied the position of the water molecules, so that water molecules, they raised high up inside the container. Okay, so that's why the level of the water increased from A to B. Okay, students. Actually here water molecules are there. You see the position of the water molecules is occupied by the spoon. Okay, so that's why water molecules raised high up inside the container. So that's why level of the water increased from A to B. Okay, so actually why the spoon is not occupying the gap in between the molecules of the water? Why? Because spoon being a big object and it as a whole object. Okay, it's not like salt particles, salt molecules. Okay, so spoon is a big object when it is compared with the molecules of the salt. As a whole object, as a big object, so it is occupying the position of the molecules of the water. It is not occupying the gap in between the molecules of the water. It cannot occupy the gap in between the molecules of the water. So that's why only molecules of the water raising high up inside the container. So that's why level is increasing from A to B. Okay, this is the main reason. Being big object, being as a whole object, being big object. So here in salt example, what happens? The particles, molecules of the salt occupied the gap in between the molecules of the water. But in this case, it is not happening so. Okay, here what is happening? As a whole object, being big object, the gap here, the position of the water molecule is being occupied by the spoon. as a whole object, as a big object, the position of the water molecule is being occupied by the spoon. So that's why the level of the water is increased from A to B. Okay.